Metagenics gets to the root of whole body health with pure, potent ingredients sourced from nature, clinically tested and trusted by doctors for decades. And unlike some other supplements, Metagenics is scientifically designed to be completely absorbed and start working in as little as 45 minutes, bringing your body back into balance for lasting well-being. Nourish your systems, don't just manage your symptoms, and unleash your inner power to heal. Metagenics, the science that creates balance.
Hello and welcome to the Made Fit Show. I am your host, Dr. Lauren Fitz, with my co-host, Melissa Made, and today is a much needed episode because the two of us have been separated and we are finally getting together to have another Monday banter episode where we're going to talk about all things from the latest in the body world to just what's going on in our lives. So, Melissa, you already know, I've missed you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I missed you too. I knew this when you and I first connected. We're very driven ladies, and
yes, we are.
It's not like we don't take the time to connect, but we are the epitome of the friends that you don't have to speak to every day, but you know, at a drop of a hat, they would be there for you if needed. And that's truly you and I.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you just got back from Mexico, literally just today.
Yes. Yesterday. Last
yesterday.
night.
Okay. Yeah. And so I'm still on that list of the only close friend that hasn't visited, but we were just talking about before we hit record, I'm probably not going to go to Florida for the 4 months to escape the winter of Chicago. Cause I'm planning on getting into, buying some real estate and renovating it. And so I think maybe this winter might be the time where I can come and stay a few weeks, and cause I could work while I'm there.
Yes.
So yeah, but can we go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room? Because a lot of people that follow us online know us because of our connection to Beachbody. Dun, dun, dun.
So, before we do, I have to say this, for those few of you, you're either going to see the clip of this podcast or you're going to watch the YouTube episode. And my face looks exceptionally full right now. And Lauren looks like she is recovering from a really bad sunburn. So maybe we should share why we
look funny.
Really good. And you look a little on the
a little rough. I look like I got beat up. Yeah. My esthetician beat me up with treatment 2 of 3 of the collagen pin. So it's microneedling. It's basically like a vampire facial. But the collagen pin is the baby brother of Morpheus. And of course, when you came to Larimar Med, we did Morpheus on you. And Morpheus is definitely, it's the more powerful treatment, but it's definitely more expensive. So the collagen pin is the option if Morpheus is not in your budget to do the microneedling with radiofrequency energy. And so this is my second treatment, but it does look a little rough. And I probably wasn't smart letting Mary Kistner do it to me morning, because I've already done 2 interviews for my YouTube channel, the Dr. Fitz Show. And then of course I knew you and I were going to, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. So it's all about preventative stuff. It'll end up looking good in a few days.
Absolutely. And I had sculpture put in my face. If you want really quick to describe that procedure, how it's different than just regular fillers or anything like that.
Yeah. So Sculptra and Radius are what are known as bio-stimulators. And so oftentimes when we get older, we have less collagen and elastin. So we have loose skin, and we lose fat in our face too, especially if you've been on a weight loss journey. And you haven't been on a weight loss journey, but I have. And so a lot of women are scared of getting fillers. Rightfully so. There's risks that come along with it. And so the biostimulators are a better option because they end up having the same end result of a filler, but without the actual substance that are found in fillers. So you put them in for all intents and purposes as the patient that is getting the procedure done. It feels the exact same, but you don't have the immediate results that you would have as with a filler versus a biostimulator. It does exactly what it sounds like. It stimulates your body to produce more collagen and elastin. So the end full results are in about 3 to 4 months. And I actually got sculpture done 2 days ago as well. So
no, it's,
I do all the things.
Yeah. Every woman on the planet is, I think our real dream job would be to be a spa owner.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I use the perks on a regular basis.
You better, for all the rest of us.
For sure.
About a year ago. And so this was my nurse esthetician said that it's good to to do a little upkeep. So it wasn't very much this,
Totally.
but just to keep the upkeep. So we did that. And she was
Nice.
lucky because I had my Botox done 8 weeks ago and I am full movement again. And she goes, I have never seen somebody go through that so fast. And I'm like,
You and me both. Yep.
yeah,
It's the high metabolism. Yep.
yeah, yeah. I guess it's a trade-off, right?
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. Have you
Yeah.
tried Dexify yet?
No.
So you should try Dexify. I like Dexify the best. So
Okay.
it's the newest of all of the neuromodulators. But it's been around for like 3 or 4 years, but it's supposed to be longer lasting, which means for you and me, it lasts longer than the Botox and the Dysport and the Xeomin. So
Okay. You text me that name.
I got you, girl. I got
Okay.
you.
Good deal. Okay. So going back to Lauren and I will both refer to it as Beachbody, and we will
Yep.
talk about, if you mention the word coaches, like we were that whole new change, which was part of the demise of the whole company, is irrelevant because we never adopted the new name or the new, I guess, mission that they had, any of that. So that's really when you probably saw Lauren and I get really kind of quiet about the company. We both we love Darren Oline, and I don't know how you feel about Isabel Zeichler, but I love her as well. And I
Yeah,
know
I like her a lot.
anything that they're behind was and is an incredible product. Other products they came out with, not so much. So you never heard
Yeah.
us talk about them, but
Nope.
love those products, still do think they're great. Just a lot changed, you know, and you want to be there for the customers that love the products. You want to be there for your coaches that were on your team that were still trying to make that business work. And so there was no just leaving. It was
No.
still being there and being present. But the activity has been gone for a while. And
Yeah.
so and neither of us were surprised by this decision whatsoever.
Well, tell the listeners that don't know what happened this week, because I didn't know. You were the one who told me. I was like, what? So
I
tell the
also told
listeners that
you
are
you were part
completely,
of the Millionaires Club. Like,
yeah,
you're like,
I
what?
didn't know. Well, that's good to know. Yeah.
So funny. So the direct sales of Body, and there was other company, there's a company named Saint and the Beauty Counter and Rodan and Fields all did this several months ago. And Mr. Deichler, who is the CEO of Beachbody, at that time was telling everybody that'll never happen to this company. Will never happen.
And here we are.
It happened a couple of days ago. And so the affiliate, it's just going to be an affiliate option, and that rolls out November 1st, I believe. And then the whole us that have businesses will dissolve January 1st. So it's pretty abrupt for people that had all their eggs in one basket. Really abrupt. And that's one of the things that I will humble brag on is I had so many, because I reached out to my team, of course, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to be okay because you always taught us to diversify.
Absolutely.
About that, and it's the truth. So I
Yeah.
think a lot of my team is just fine. I know a lot of others that aren't, and they're really panicking, and they're really in a rock and a hard place right now because
Yeah.
their livelihood and all that they've spent years on building is being pulled out from under them.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's one of those things that, I mean, full disclosure, I mean, you and I still make money. We still get Beachbody checks every single Thursday. I mean, granted, it's been dwindling for the last, but I'm not going to turn away any money that I have, the residual income that I worked really hard to gain. But that's all going to come to a close come 2025. And I definitely feel sorry for the people that put all of their eggs in one basket, because that's a scary place to be. But I always knew, I mean, so for the audience that doesn't know your and my history, I became a coach under you in October of 2015. So it's 9 years ago. I know it's crazy. It seems like forever ago. And that December 1st was when I told my anesthesia group that to not schedule meeting. I could be basically as PRN, but I was married at the time, and he was an orthopedic surgeon, and I'd always been the main breadwinner, and he was going to become the main breadwinner because he was getting out of the military and going into private practice. And then I basically, in December of 2015, that's when everything kind of, the rug was pulled out from underneath me, went through divorce, and I was basically left, like, okay, I can either go back to anesthesia or pursue this next chapter. And I always knew it wouldn't be the only thing I do, but I knew that it was opening a door to something that was the unknown. And everyone thought I was crazy. I mean, I remember a few people were like, did you see you were mentioned on Reddit? And I went, the one and only time I've ever been on Reddit, I was like, oh my gosh, these people, they're so mean and they've got nothing better to do. And I feel sorry for them. But that's not the point of this. But long story short, I was one of your most successful coaches. I did very well in the first few years. It created a crazy, awesome friendship, and I have zero regrets being a Beachbody coach. But I am definitely happy that I diversified and did not put all of my eggs in one basket, because here we are, and a lot of people are frantically figuring out what's the next step. So what do you think the next step is for the people that put all their eggs in one basket?
Well, it's funny to see, because I'm really close with a lot of the I guess you call it the top leadership.
The Beachbody famous people.
Yeah, which are nothing.
So dumb.
Nothing.
Exactly.
That was one of one of the most uncomfortable things. Did you go to like a conference and these people act like you're something, and it's like, stop. You're absolutely, you're no different, and you actually could be a lot worse of a person.
Absolutely. In fact, a lot of the Beachbody celebrities were awful people. Let's just be real. I know you won't say that, but I will. Yep.
So I'm seeing, I've taught, and some are just like, I don't know that I'm going to go and stay in that line of work. It is a harder line of work than it was, for sure, because a lot of people, and I'm seeing this right now, I am seeing it can be done so terribly. With full pride, can say that I feel like I really took care of people. I really helped people. I never put people in a position to where they felt like they had to work this business. If they weren't successful, they weren't my friend. I mean, everybody is still my friend. I have had the greatest conversations lately with, people that I haven't talked to for a while, but it's like, we're still just close, and it's a positive experience. So I feel like I feel like I did it in the right way. I really do. I have no regrets whatsoever. It was very lucrative for Mick and I.
I'm not going to tell the total amount you made, but when you told me, I was like, come again, what? I knew you made a lot of money from Beachbody, but holy bananas, y'all, just saying, she got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
But you worked your tail off for that. I mean,
really did.
No one is successful at a direct sales company without hard work.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest misconception, that the whole, pyramid scheme, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not a pyramid scheme. Yeah. If someone's doing well, it's because they're working hard and treating it like a business instead of a hobby. And you always treated it like a business, which I always respected.
Thank you. And Mick he knew, he'd always say, when people say, I've never used that, maybe I did right at the beginning. I have full disclosure, maybe, 12 years ago, 14 years ago, I would talk about being the CEO of your own business. And this is, it ain't your business.
It's not. And here we are.
It ain't your business. So which is why I always would always tell my girls, if there was something for you to affiliate, or you wanted to make your own product, or I don't care. Yeah. I would never deter from that. And then also Mick never thought of it as long term. He never ran around that business, period, and just did not understand where the money was coming from. But he was like, okay, I'll take it. And
am I going to turn it away? But yeah.
And so the income that we are losing is substantial, but at the same time, it honestly is extra money, almost fun money, or can really help a lot of people. Legacy for the children, funny money, but it's not something that we need to live on. We are just fine. And so and he's so cute too. He's having lunch right now with one of his old friends, because we have some money in the bank, and he's like, hey, he says, since this money isn't coming in, he's like, I'm gonna take this money and I'm gonna work with an old friend of mine that owns a Highline car dealership. And he says, and I'm just gonna buy and flip a couple of cars just to kind of help make up for the income that we're used to. And I'm like, yeah, I love you.
I know.
There's no stress on our end whatsoever. But like we said before, I'm getting messages from some people that are really scared.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we talk about Hugh and Grace?
Oh, sure. Sure. I'm going to say this out loud. So Jemima, it was thorn in my side. She was compliance with BODi. We never saw, I was not a favorite because I was not willing to just sell my soul.
Mm-hmm.
And she was never kind to me. And I messaged her today because I had some very successful leaders in Beachbody trying to get a hold of my team and push them toward a company that I think is awful, awful. And
they do peptides that are really peptides. Let's just say that. And we're not going to say anything else.
I'm going to say something, but not right.
But do. Come on.
Oh, I will. Well,
okay.
I
told y'all this was going to be a good episode.
Peptide practitioners and doctors, and it's silly what they're claiming. It is it's actually very irresponsible what they're claiming.
I agree.
And so when I see that, I'm just really upset. And I never was in the interest of another direct sales company until I met the CEO of Hugh and Grace. And that was through Kaylee Calabrese, who is kind of my neighbor here in Texas. And we started walking, and she's just got that gut and hormone expertise like I have. And I knew she was a part of the company. And finally I asked her, she never even was, had any intention of telling me about it. And I'm like, I'd like to try the products.
Which speaks highly, the fact that she knew that you would be a great convert, and she knew Beachbody was going down, and she knew Hugh and Grace is killing it. I mean, that speaks highly of her character, that she no, and you asked her. So that's pretty cool when I found that out.
Yeah. And so I've been on those products for 5 months. Yep, 5 months. And secretly, because I wasn't allowed, because it would compromise
your income
with Beachbody, because you're not allowed to be a part
of. Which can we talk about is how stupid that is?
Yeah, especially if the company was still to stay around and they're coming out with this hormone thing. Help that aside, complementary that you have hormone supportive products. They made a lot of really dumb decisions, and was and what I love and what makes me interested in this business is because they're just very, very clean products that are just like Sarah says, a simple swap for what you're already using. They're very affordable. She considers them a luxury brand because they're in Four Seasons, and they're in Waldorf Astoria's and the best Beverly Hills spas. It's a luxury brand at a very good cost, and they're so clean compared to what you're probably using right now. And for all of us that have these, that are in perimenopause, reproductive years, teenagers, menopausal, these endocrine disruptors are a real thing, and that's something you absolutely talk on. So for me, just to have something that I can help people just make a simple swap on, they're phenomenal products. You know me, I will use something and make sure I love it before I speak of it. And so now anyway, that's what I was talking about, Jemima. I messaged her because some of those leaders were coming to my girls about this peptide company, and I was mad because I'm like, isn't this against the policies? She came back to me. She's like, not now. And I'm like, of course not.
Of course not.
Oh, that's when now I can openly talk about loving products, loving Sarah and Ben, and Mick likes them. I mean, come on, you guys know he's the pickiest. He's the first to on someone, and he really likes them as well. So
you messaged me, and when you said, hey, I want to talk to you about something, that automatically I'm like, absolutely. Nope. Well, no, coming from you, yes, I want to hear. But I mean, have multiple people tried to get me to open up to consider even trying their products? Absolutely. And I was not expecting you to talk to me about that, but you sent me some products, like them all. A couple of the products, are like, we sell skincare, so I'm not going to do the night serum, but I would say 90% of the products are aligned. All of the products align, let's be real, with our mission here is to help optimize our patients in the most healthy way. And if you get rid of the endocrine disruptors of the stuff that you put on your skin, what you clean your house with, what you clean your body with, and makeup, all of that kind of stuff, it makes a huge difference. And so totally aligned. But when I met the owners, that was when it did it for me. I mean, truly, like, now granted, I actually never met Carl Deichler. Sad to say, not really sad to say. Yeah. But I can't imagine, even if I would have met him in the beginning stages, he would have been the, I can't, I'm going to try and watch my words so I don't put my foot in my mouth, but I just can't imagine having the same sentiment
Wow.
that I had after being around Sarah and her husband and her kids, Hugh and Grace. So she actually, so I thought that she just happened to be in Chicago, but when I realized that she actually came here so that she could meet me, I was like, holy bananas, this woman is different. And she's just good people. They're good people. And I believe in every single thing that they are in alignment with, which I never was with Beachbody. Not one single, like I would have loved to endorse every single product, but it wasn't. And I mean, how many meetings did we have with corporate to try and get them to open their mind to, I mean, and here we are.
Yeah. And I will tell you, the very first top 10 trip I went on was to Bora Bora, and Mr. Deichler was there, and I sat next to him at dinner. And this is when I really fell in love with the company, because I think if you believe in the person, you can believe in their company.
Totally.
And I truly believe back then, because he was telling me how it keeps him up at night, how many families are trusting in him, the husbands that are coming home, and how much pressure that is for him to be successful. And his quote was, "It kept me up at night." And in my mind, I'm like, good,
Yeah.
a lot of responsibility, you better. And so here we are now. I think things have changed. I think things have changed. So I just think that too, because the integrity of the people and the company is not there anymore. So onward and upward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm sure that the listeners are going to want to know, are you or I going to build a Hugh and Grace business?
Boy, am I going to do it different this time. I was telling Mick, I said, I almost want to brag about you. I said, I would never let Mick be somebody's quote unquote financial advisor. He has no education, no certifications, nothing to do that, but he is one to watch.
Yes, he is.
So for, yes, short answer, yes. I miss the community aspect, and the fact of people like you, people, like Amanda. There's so many people right now I could name that I just love, and I love to spoil, that.
Yes, you're really good at it.
And so I want to do that. And I'll be honest too, and you can agree with this, it was very difficult to be a coach, because it was more mindset, and it was a continuous thing of helping people through their health and fitness journey. And now you and I both have practices where we do this separately. We still love it, but it was very difficult to do in a group. Just everybody do the same workout and everybody drink a shake and you're supposed to look and feel your best. That was impossible. It really was impossible. And I learned that. It has to be more individualized. And so now that it's just hormone supporting products that I think are so good, if I could walk you through you would laugh. I almost took a picture before I left Cabo, because I bought 3 months worth and brought it with me, because I did not want to be without it. Really, truly enjoy it. I'm a believer in it, and it's a very simple business model. You're just helping people take better care of themselves by just making these easy swaps with, a body scrub or a cleansing bar, or, a face serum or a body oil, or a hydrate,
or cleaning solutions. We have the cleaning solution here at the spa now.
Yeah, it smells so good. So it's so simple. And it doesn't take a lot of constant caressing and finessing. So I'm looking to that aspect as well, to be honest.
We'll just call it babysitting. I mean, there was a lot of babysitting when you were coaching. Let's be real.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I mean, I've already been open. I'm going to start putting, a handful of their products on our shelves. If I build a team, is it possible? Absolutely. Right now, definitely not, because my main focus is getting the bioidentical hormone replacement therapy branch of my business just thriving, and we're killing it. I got to give us credit. I mean, we started seeing patients in July, and we already have over 130 patients, and our wait list is 150 deep.
Yeah, I was going to say, every single person that I talk to, is on that wait list.
I love it. And I'm honored that they're willing to wait to let
Yeah.
us take care of them versus just go to their primary care doctor and get, pseudo terrible care. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
For sure.
So, okay. So Hugh and Grace is the next chapter. And we've got now 2 houses in Mexico. So I've got 2 Mexican trips that I have to take at some point in 2025. I won't be doing it this year. As you know, I've done a lot of business travel this year. By December, I will have finished all 4 parts of the BHRT training. All of those are 3 full day trainings. I mean, it's like 10 hours intensive. I mean, it's crazy. The amount of learning I've done this year is just, and I listen to at least 1 to 2 hours of lecture every single day. So I'm learning all of the things, how to best help optimize my patients' hormones. But come 2025, I'm gonna, since I'm not going to Florida to escape the winter, I'm definitely going to have trips that I plan out. And so I promise you, I'm going to see you next year. And
I feel that. Hold her to it.
I know. So, okay. I feel like there's so much that we need to talk about. What do you want to talk about next?
I don't know if this is public or not, but why not? You can okay, I don't want to talk about that. We'll delete it. Okay.
Okay. Fair. Now I'm anxious to hear.
You've been talking a lot about love lately. And
Yes.
so I don't know if you're like a full, or you're.
I'm fully single again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something we hadn't talked about. And
Yep.
and I just, was because I'm hearing, gosh, Mick and I talked about you the other day about that. It's just, he thinks you're a very pretty lady, and you're so kind and so smart and so successful. And but I think that's also tough. That's intimidating, to be in that position, to be in your 40s and just so successful on your own. I know that's very difficult. I talked to Brianne a lot about that as well, because she's very, very successful as well in her 40s, would love to find love again. Not really having any luck herself, but is the idea of, and I talked to Brianne about this, these very professional apps an option for you, or you're just like, I'm not is, because I know your faith, you believe your faith will, make that happen, but you can push or help navigate that a little bit.
Totally. So when I think about getting back on a dating app, it literally makes my heart go into my stomach and make me want to puke again, because it's not a fun world out there. The grass is not always greener on the other side. The last 2 relationships I was in, it was from a dating app, and those definitely did not end up good. So right now, I mean, I feel like, because I'm not putting myself in places to meet people. I mean, I own a med spa that's mostly, female clientele. I'm going to business conferences, but I mean, these business conferences, I mean, it is possibility to meet people, but so far I haven't. I'll just say that. I'm open to, I'm not actively searching for it, and I'm just praying that, the timing, give me patience until it's supposed to be right timing. And I'm putting my head in the sand as far as that goes and focusing on all the other things. Cause it is, I mean, if I were a man, I would be, beating off all the women, but as a female that's successful and 44, almost 45, it's different. It's not fair, but it's just the reality of our world and our society. But I'm not gonna make an exception and settle for anything that is less than I deserve. And so if that means that I have to wait 5 or 10 years, I'm open to that. So I'm just kind of, I'm trying to fully trust God on this one. It's hard, easier said than done, but yes, I am single, very single.
And that, and I talked about this on my last interview podcast that I did that hasn't come out yet. We talked a lot about Mick being gone for the 25 days. So many people were worried about us.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Are you guys okay?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. In my story,
they obviously don't know y'all well. I was not worried a second. Oh my gosh.
the amount of stuff that he did while I was gone, and it's on me. I did not want to be in I live in a shop. This is where the podcast started. This little tiny room, but there's no windows in the shop, and it was hot as hell, and I just didn't have anything to do. So for me, I'm like, I'm going to just go be with me, you know, and really connect with myself and take really good care of myself. I was just telling you before the podcast, you guys, I ate like it was so
Queen.
beautiful, so beautiful. It's exactly what I believe in, exactly what my body needed. And I was just seeing and feeling great. And then he comes back.
Like a tornado.
So it's just funny. I told the podcast interviewer as well, and I want to blame him, but I'm in complete control of what I put in
You
my
are.
mouth.
You
Complete,
are one.
but you know, he just moves at a different pace than me, not a slower pace, just different. And so,
Yeah.
you know, I want to get up in the morning, have my cup of coffee, get my early walk in before I got hot, get my workout in, and get going. Where he was just a little bit slower in the morning, and so that got kind of screwed up. And then, you know, he just likes to eat different foods than I do. So,
Different foods.
so that being said, the reason I'm saying that is because you know you're talking about wanting that love interest. I know that
Yeah.
and both you know and Brianne would love to have that partner. On my end of the spectrum, where I've had the same man in my life for near 35 years, I enjoyed that break. You know, I did. I enjoyed. I
Totally.
missed him terribly. I my life
Right.
was much better with him, but at the same time, I think it's good to if you can't be with yourself for a long length of
Yeah.
time, you got to work on that. And I was really happy just getting to know me again and fully 100% focusing on me. That was a really
Hmm.
and so there's always that old married lady who envies the fact that you have complete control of when you eat, when you sleep, when you do your things. You don't have
Yes.
outside influence, you know, being like, oh, come on, just stay in bed longer, or, you know, let's
Right.
talk today. It's too hot. And I'm like, mm.
I mean, I think that that's what makes it a little bit challenging because, you know, I'm not going to date younger men because that's just not going to work. But I also don't want to date older men because, you know, I'm at the age where the older men are like not super healthy and now they're looking for a woman to take care of them in their elderly years and I ain't about to do that. So, you know, needing another man around my age that you know, self-sufficient and then you take two people that are self-sufficient, it's challenging because I mean, you know, I have my routines and you know, I mean, I go to bed at grandma time, like 8:30, 9 o'clock every night. And, you know,
Yeah.
it's challenging, but I mean, I'm very comfortable. Like this weekend is the first weekend that I have nothing to do. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Like I might hang out with my best friend Jamie and her family because they always have Sunday dinner and her husband grills and he's like a brother to me. So, you know, I might go over them. But I'm probably just gonna just be with me and be really happy about it.
Heck yeah.
Not travel.
Yeah, absolutely. I think every single woman needs to do that.
Which traveling, by the way, aren't we due for our Q3
Yeah.
next year? Yeah. Where are we gonna go? For the audience that doesn't know, our first big trip that we took to, well, we've taken a lot of trips together, but like big trips. Our first one was you basically rewarding me for kicking A. I want to keep it PG, so I'm trying not to cuss. But so you treated me to a trip like of a lifetime, and we went to Maldives, but we stopped in freaking Dubai and stayed at like the most expensive hotel probably in the world, and it just an amazing trip. And then fast forward 3 years later, we did Maldives, which was amazing. And then fast forward, I think another 3 years, and we did Bali. So we covered some cool places.
And we're trying to pick places where neither of us have been. So
Right.
I'm Indonesia is a real hot spot for me right now. But you've been there, so
I have.
you know, no need to for you to see it. I like to experience things with you for the first time. So
You know, have you been to Philippines?
No.
So, you know, so a patient of mine and she actually might have been one of your people that you coached, but she's a fan of ours. Her family is from Philippines and she goes, I know that you and Melissa love to travel to exotic places, but my family has a place. It's kind of remote, but if you want to come stay, I was like, don't offer that unless you really mean it. Cause we would probably take you out because Philippines is one of my bucket lists. Like I follow like accounts on Instagram because it's just so beautiful. So
Yeah, it is. Yeah, maybe.
maybe,
Or we talk. I mean, I've been to Australia, but I've been in New Zealand. We talked about New Zealand, but
yeah, New Zealand is
if you go to New Zealand, you kind of got to stop in Australia. I don't know, but yeah, next year is definitely our year again.
For sure. For
If
sure.
I can afford it.
Stop. I mean, the way you do business, you're probably going to be Hugh and Grace famous.
It's famous.
So dumb.
Mhm.
No, but it was interesting because, I went to their annual, summit, but it's what did they call it?
Elevate.
Elevate. Thank you. But it's their equivalent to Beachbody Summit. So the annual, like, rah, rah, we're awesome, and acknowledging people. And it was pretty crazy how many people came from the Beachbody world that were doing very well in Hugh and Grace. So,
well, and you can also mention that, and this is something that really, again, made me incredibly uncomfortable, was how much the top earners in the company, how important they thought they were, number one, and the dresses, these ball gowns that they would wear just to be recognized for 10 minutes on stage. They were spending, upwards of $1,000+ on this 10-minute dress. And how many times I told you, I just want to go up there and work out wear. I didn't want the other ones, but I was just like, just let me go up in what I live in, my workout wear. It's just stupid. And you said that very, and hence it is a newer company, but they were very humble, and that people weren't all showy and
no.
Yes.
Yeah. No, for real. When I was talking to Sarah Jensen, I mean, I asked her about that specifically. I'm like, one of the biggest turnoffs for me about Beachbody, why I never was fully immersed in the culture, was because I can't get in line with this whole, you are a Beachbody celebrity because of whatever, and the ego, essentially. Like, I mean, you and I are both like, if we were to meet Beyonce, we would treat Beyonce the same way that we would treat the person that is cleaning the spa. Like, no one is better than anyone else. The whole celebrity thing is dumb to me, but especially in the Beachbody world. I mean, that's just, and she assured me, and she actually told me about a certain person that they had to part ways because she didn't align with the culture, and she was bringing, not great stuff to the company. So she is protecting that. She and her husband are protecting that big time, which I appreciate. And I have a feeling that that's going to always be a priority for her. I mean, money changes people. They already have money, though. So that's why I don't think that that's going to change them, because they come from a world, they know a lot of billionaires. So that's why I just don't think, I mean, I don't know what Carl Deichler's financial status was before he started Beachbody, but I know that Beachbody made him very wealthy. So money changes people oftentimes for the worst. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen with this company, but so far I align with everything about them. For sure.
Me too. I'm enjoying the process right now, and just honestly living in the moment. I do have, like I said in my post or my story a while ago, whenever I get comfortable, I get uncomfortable. So if I'm comfortable, I'm like, this is not going to last forever. Of course it's not going to last. And so I make switches at that time when I'm comfortable. And that was, 6 months ago, it was, actually considering being, affiliated with another direct sales company. And then I've been working on an app for a couple of months, but I'm being very picky because there's a dime a dozen, and I
for sure
really want it to serve, and I want it to
What is this app about? I haven't heard about this.
It's a nutrition app, and I really want it to. One of the cool features, though, and it's not like it's the only one out there, I don't think, but you can just take a snapshot of your fridge, and it'll give you recipes from what it sees in the fridge. So that's, it's time saving, hopefully money saving, because you're not letting food go to waste.
Right.
And it helps you with your goals and stuff like that. And it's Kelly, my assistant, God bless her, is
chaos coordinator.
Yes, been inputting my recipes, so that's not just random recipes. A lot of them, I think the app had a couple in it that, we're just kind of asked them to keep them in there, because maybe everything I eat isn't what everybody wants, but they're all mine. They're all mine, and they're more, I want to say Mediterranean-esque. I mean, they are very high protein, very moderate carb and moderate fat, I guess you would say. More carbs than fat. Melissa just said that. Mediterranean, where everything is very balanced. I think that is a very healthy way to eat. And of course, you can make modifications. You can put in your own macros if you want.
Right.
And if you got allergies, you got sensitivities, or you just want to batch cook, or you want to, you want quick and easy, or you love to cook. There's variations to all of that. So it's supposed to be done, I think, a month ago, but not yet. And you're going to be one of my testers. That I was supposed to have a list of like 10 people I want to test it.
Sweet.
It's not even there yet, but hopefully when it is,
I'm ready when it's ready.
And I need honest opinion. If it ain't worth the bang ain't worth the buck, or you're like, nah, then because that's where I'm at with it.
So can I ask a personal question?
Always.
What's your goals to finish this year out strong? What are you going to do in this last quarter? Because we have October, November, December left.
That's a good question. And one of my pitfalls, like I said, I live in the here and now. I don't have huge goals, because what just happened 4 days ago, anything that I had planned kind of put a kink in it. So
totally.
But that you do definitely need to reevaluate. Definitely want to be in the Tulum house and have it done. I financially, it's a brag on Mick. We own everything. We don't own money on cars, toys, nothing. And even make money on this property. So this property makes us money. So we're literally fine financially, but still, you like
the cushion. So you got to create a new cushion.
And I like the challenge of making a good income.
I was about to say it's not about the money for you now. It's really just bring it on. New challenge.
If I have the ability to make an income at doing something, I'm going to do it. I'm not just going to be like,
right.
I'm going to try it. So that's, and so obviously maybe we can, with Mick doing his little car thing again, we can get the income that's being lost in January and have it right back to where it was, to where it's like, wasn't even a blip. So that for sure. And having the Tulum house settled and ready, having the kids out there is a big thing. We'd like to get them out there around the holidays.
Of course.
And, I still don't think grandbabies are in the picture too soon. Taylor did, announce that they're going to get, I guess I probably shouldn't say, I don't think she has, it's just her and Evan. She listened to my podcast, breaks my heart. Mom and dad won't be there. So they're just going to go get eloped on their own and then have a reception. Okay.
Oh, that kills me.
That's me too. But I do it. They're very private, and I appreciate she wants something really small, isn't into the big wet. Even you guys, she's a model, and so she does a lot of modeling for bridal gowns. And she goes, Mom, putting on a dress doesn't even excite me. She says, because I have so many pictures of me in these beautiful gowns, because I don't even need that. And I'm like, that's true. So that's, she'll be married next year, but neither of the 4 kids are ready. They're just doing well in their careers right now. And they're so happy in their place right now that I have to be happy for them. And
for sure.
We don't need to talk about the politics at all, but the state of this country is not comforting right now. It's very uncomfortable.
No, it's not.
So for anybody that hasn't had children yet, I really truly don't blame them for just going, maybe just not right now.
Yeah.
I have to respect that.
100%. Are you going to be out of the country during the election day?
I had planned on it, because you knew when Trump and Biden, we were in Africa.
I remember.
Be here.
Let me get off the continent.
We had intentions of not being. I mean, we own 2 houses in another country, but we might be. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but it's ugly. It is really ugly, and it saddens me. No matter what side, it's just ugly. I wish we weren't so divided in so many things. And if we are divided, I wish we were more respectful about it. When it comes to any and everything, there's just, you haven't walked in that particular person's shoes. So you can't judge, especially online. You just can't judge somebody by maybe their social media presence is their alter ego. You still don't know what their true life is like. And so you just embrace.
Well, I do have to share this. And, I know, I understand that not everyone that follows us and listens to us is a follower of Christ, but I am. And I'm in the middle of studying the book of Revelation right now with BSF, which stands for Bible Study Fellowship. It's an international Bible study. It's pretty cool. I chose to be online because I wasn't sure if I was going to go to Florida. So I have the most multicultural group of females of all ages. One is in the UK, one is in Taiwan, one is in Panama, a few are in Canada, and then the rest of us are in the United States. And I mean, Black, Asian, Hispanic, white, and it's beautiful. And our leader, she's been leading BSF for 4 or 5 years. She said that in the Bible, there are 2,500 prophecies and over 2,300 of them have come true.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah. Now, granted, it says you will not know the day, but I can't help but think that with all that's going on in the world, that we actually might be alive to see that. And I want to challenge people. If you don't know what you believe, figure out what you believe and follow the evidence. The book that I love is the evidence that demands a verdict, and just go from there. But don't just be lazy on your faith. That's all I want to say.
I love that. That needs to be a t-shirt.
It does. It does. For sure. For sure. Is there anything we need to cover before? I know I love your Love Like Jesus sweatshirt. I need one of those. Is it comfy? It looks comfy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
This is Betty Ruckus, and she's very, very faith-based. You would enjoy her stuff.
Yeah, I think she sent me some Christmas stuff last year that was really a comfortable sweatshirt. Yeah. So I need to go get that one for sure and support her. So for our listeners, thank y'all for being patient because I know that y'all like us to talk together. Next week, we're going to interview a really awesome female fitness professional that it's going to be a spicy conversation. I mean, she's beautiful, but it's going to be spicy. Do you follow her?
I no, she doesn't follow me and I don't follow her. But when I was getting my kid, I was looking at all of her stuff and listening to her, and I'm like, oh, she's fun. So,
yeah, I know. I was like, I'm going to wait until Melissa can be on this because the three of us, it's going to be fun. So, so we'll be interviewing her next week. I don't know when it'll come out, but we're going to try to get a few more where the two of us are together, because we know that that's what y'all like. So, and of course you and I like to talk together. Oh, I like seeing your face. I
leave these with just a huge smile on my face, and I'm feeling connected again and connected with all of you guys. So much. The podcast just does so well. And I really appreciate it. I don't know if you think it matters or not. And I'm sure Lauren can attest. I really appreciate when you share it, not because for any other reason, except for the fact that I know that you listen to it. And I know that fills my soul. It's not exactly for the notoriety of it or for the reach. That's nice, but it's like, oh, she listened. Oh, and so please share, and tag us, because it really means a lot to me, because this is 100% a labor of love, as Lauren will tell too. And sometimes it's very difficult.
It is.
Times are tough, and it's very difficult to make the time to get this done. And being in the transition that we are, I'm still trying to find I have a really good friend doing this, and he's listening to it right now because he makes the podcast. Love you, Adam. He's in his butt to do this for us until I find a company that just aligns with us and does a really good job. And so it's tough right now, but we're doing our best.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I still don't have a saying. So my saying is going to be, you get one life, you don't get a dress rehearsal. So stop making excuses and make your life the life that you want, but it's not as good as your tagline. So
what was the t-shirt you just said? I mean,
I'm going to have to rewatch it.
Right, exactly. It wasn't it, but don't sleep on your faith kind of a thing, just, I think that's great. But yeah, it's always wake up feeling prepared. Adam yells at me too. He says, if you mess up a word, he says, just keep going. He goes, quit trying to fix it. I'm like, so sorry, Adam.
I think people like us because we don't pretend to be perfect, right? I mean,
perfect.
Look at my face, and I'm still here, red faced and all.
Red face and all. But you're beautiful. So, wake up feeling prepared. Go to bed feeling proud. And before we hang up, though, you were sweet enough to ask me my year-end goals. Do you have anything that sticks out?
my goal is to take care of all of the people that have been patiently waiting to see us for hormones, because it is life-changing. My nurse practitioner that I've been training, she's like, I finally feel like I'm making a difference in people's lives. And it truly is, like, it's life-changing when people get their hormones right. So that's my goal, is to just hopefully take care of everyone that's been patiently waiting to get seen by us before the end of the year. We're trying our hardest. So, but I have an amazing team here at Laura Med that are literally working around the clock to figure out how we can get everyone seen before the end of the year.
I love that. I love that.
So thanks for asking me.
Heart of service for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, it's been fun. It's been real.
And we
love
will
you.
connect with all you soon. And thank you for being my buddy.
I appreciate you too. Love you.
Bye.